Good afternoon. You can do better. Welcome and thank you all for joining us at Decision Day 2019. This is becoming an annual tradition that we host here at Manatee Technical College. I think this is our third year now. And we're very excited for probably the most successful graduating class that we've had in the history of this Future Leaders Academy program. And so we're honored to have all of you here. I see right up front Manatee County School Board member Charlie Kennedy wearing an athletics shirt from Manatee High School. And so in many ways, this is kind of like one of those signing day events when the great athletes tell us where they're going to go to school. And we're going to get to hear from all of our great scholars to find out where they're going to school. And it's a great honor for all of us. My name is Kelly Kirshner. I'm board chair and one of the founders of UnidosNow. We have been in operation since 2010 and really working to integrate our immigrant population into the cultural, civic, and economic fabric of this region. And we have with us, I'm grateful, another co-founder, CJ Saya, and board member Kathy Schurston, and board member Karen Arango. Where are you, Karen? Karen wears many hats because she's a photographer as well. I'd also like to recognize some of our many dignitaries that are here with us and thank them for joining us, starting with our hosts, Maura Howe with Manatee Technical College. Thank you, Maura. And if you don't know or you don't listen to 101.FM Radio Unidos, that's our joint radio station that we run in cooperation with MTC. So make sure that's on your presets after tonight if it's not already. Misty Servia, Manatee County Commissioner. Is Commissioner Servia here? She will be coming later. Susie Bowie, I did not see Susie yet. Oh, you're hiding, Susie. John Annis with the Barancik Foundation. Thanks, John, for joining us. Dr. Karen Holbrook, Regional Chancellor of University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee. Dr. Holbrook, thank you. Mario Mendoza and Aliki Bovoletis, Principal and Vice Principal of Wakeland Elementary School. In the back, thank you. And then a number of our really wonderful funders, donors, special advisors, without whom we really could not do this year in and year out. So I'll rattle a number of these names off. Chuck Hamilton, Kathy Layton, Tom and Kathy Cook, Herb Mahler, Jane Plitt, James Bruin, Tom Landers from the William Stork Foundation, and our great representatives from the All Angels by the Sea, Mike and Gail Clay, from our friends at Regions Bank, Gerhard Toth and Victor. Please give all of those great folks a round of applause. And we have Bank of America that I need to recognize as well. And please tell me your name again. Paula Rinken, who just presented us right before this event another fabulous check to support this program as well. So thank you. And two other dignitaries, Barbara Zervecki, there's Barbara in the back, and Dr. Jennifer Bensey. Thanks for joining us. And then for those who are not with us in person, we have the great honor to partner frequently with METV and his team, Charles Clapsaddle in the back. Thank you very much, Charles. So we would encourage you, for those Manatee County residents that are fortunate to get to tune in to METV, tell your friends and they can watch these wonderful announcements later. Finally, we are going to have an incredible meal afterwards, thanks to Rosalia Holmund and the Mariachi Loco, and so we always thank Rosalia, and I'm not sure, is Rosalia here yet? She'll be bringing the food. So as you may or may not know, the Future Leaders Academy is a year-round program with an intensive summer component. And thanks to partners like Dr. Holbrook at University of South Florida, we've been able to put this partnership on for the past 5 years. And this session today really is the culmination. It is the graduation session of the year-long experience of the FLA program that is quite intense, and you're going to hear a little bit about that from our students as well as some of our parents as well. And as you can imagine, these are high-achieving and high-performing young people, so we have a few of them that are attending multiple events at this time of year when they're receiving other awards and having events at their respective schools. So with that in mind, we're going to get this program going. The format is really inviting our scholars up to share with you the process that they took to arrive at where they wanted to study and go to school, and then really give you the reveal on where it is that they will be going. So first up will be Leonela Tasse, who is going to have to leave quickly to go to another ceremony. And then following Leonela will be Mina Kaysen. So Leonela, bienvenidos.
Got my little speech ready. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here. And thank you for letting us each share our story. So today is bittersweet. Who knew that 2 years with the same people could make you become so attached to them? My friends are in this room, my mentors, my motivators. And today's the day we have to part ways. And that's the bitter part. But the sweet part is that none of us is leaving empty-handed. I've now got experience under my belt. I've got essay writing skills and interviewing skills, general knowledge about higher education, and a lot more confidence than I came in here with. I'd like to share with you the successful results of my collaboration with UnidosNow. Out of 9 colleges that I applied to, I got into 7 of them. University of South Florida in St. Pete, the American University of Paris in Paris, the Florida International University, University of Miami, Duquesne University, Mount Holyoke College, and the one I'll be attending this fall, the George Washington University. Thank you. I am beyond proud and honored to be able to share that with you all, because before this program, before FLA, before UnidosNow, I never would have thought that I could get in. I never would have even thought of applying. But as you see this dream team of Hector, Luz, where's everybody? There's Luz, Juan, everybody. They're not just a team, they're a family. And they've welcomed me in with open arms and introduced me to a world of hope and endless possibility. For that, thank you doesn't really seem like enough, but it will have to do today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do have plans of paying it forward. After college, I hope to go to medical school and apply what I have been exposed to as a low-income minority student to my future patients. I want to work to improve the Latin and Hispanic community because I know that it's a population that needs a little extra love and care, a little extra push. And I want to be a child psychiatrist and an advocate for mental health and for preventive medicine worldwide. And that is a plan that my mentors here have inspired and helped me nurture. That's what Unidos does, and you all get to see that today firsthand. So to everyone in this room and outside of this room who is involved in any way with UnidosNow, with the organization, the donors and the volunteers and the board members and the team members, thank you for caring, thank you for sharing, and thank you for teaching me to dream big. Hello? Okay. Speak from the heart. These are wise words that I hope to live up to, and through the course of the day, I found myself writing and rewriting this speech because I simply wasn't satisfied with how the words were flowing. I am very rarely without words. My family and closest friends could tell you that I really like to talk. But these moments of speechlessness, I think, speak volumes because there simply aren't the words to describe how grateful I am to this organization. Hi, I'm Mina Kwasin, and after years of trying to describe myself, I have to settle on simply my name, but I guess storyteller comes in a close second. Writing comes as easily as breathing to me, and this is why I plan on pursuing English in the fall. I met UnidosNow at the end of my sophomore year, and I knew I wanted to get a college education. However, I didn't know how to start. I embarked on a journey of discovery with UnidosNow and found schools that I didn't even consider, including Princeton University, the dream school that I didn't know was the dream. UnidosNow has guided me and supported me through every step. It is truly because of them that I will be attending Princeton University in the fall. So there are a few people that I need to thank for helping me down this road, and like I mentioned before, this speech simply won't do them justice. So thank you to Hector for introducing me to UnidosNow and for always reminding me why I love this organization so much. To Wendy and Juan, who kept me on track throughout these years and taught me to find opportunity everywhere and to chase after it whenever I could. Thank you to Robin, who challenged me to dig deeper, to tell my own story just right. And to Luz, who encouraged and saw the potential in me where I did not think to look. There are so many people who I have met along this journey and have guided me through this that I cannot name them all, but I am grateful beyond words all the same. Not many people are blessed to have this team, but I cannot be more glad that I did. As I dive into the world ahead, I can only hope that I can impact someone as they have impacted me. Es porque dijeron si se puede, que puedo decir si lo hice. Gracias.
Board of Directors, Luz Corcuera, donors, family, friends, and my fellow Future Leader Academy scholars. It is my honor to be delivering my last speech as an FLA scholar before I graduate from both high school and this life-changing program. These past 3 years have been long and rewarding. This program has taught me many valuable lessons that guided me into planning the best path for achieving my dreams. Because of them, I was able to do extensive college research. I understood the importance of finding a college where I could fit, learned about financial aid and how to find scholarships, and so much more. These lessons will make it easier to be successful and complete a bachelor's degree. During my journey through college selection, I narrowed it down to a few schools, but really felt that Notre Dame was my best fit university. These past couple of months have been a roller coaster of emotions. I received an email where I was offered a 5-year Navy ROTC scholarship to the University of Notre Dame. At first, it was a no-brainer, but later I discovered that my only job choices for 8 years after the ROTC program would be an officer in either aviation, submarine warfare, or on a ship. I found myself with the opportunity to attend my dream school, but I would not be able to pursue a career of my choice. I know that I will find another way to serve my country, but I did not want to compromise my chance to pursue my dream career. UnidosNow has been teaching me to dream big, but now it was time to dream bigger. It was time to see beyond the first 4 years of my dream, beyond a bachelor's degree. It's about what school is going to prepare me best for professional school. My father, who I looked up to my entire life, has always told me, it doesn't really matter what you decide to do in life as long as you do 2 things. Number 1, get an education. And 2, wake up every day happy, feeling as though you're not working because you do what you love. I thought that was always an easy goal to achieve, but I'm finally starting to understand how it be presented with tempting opportunities. I know, though, that if I stick to my dad's advice, I will reach my goal. It wasn't until I was presented with this opportunity that I truly noticed how hard this decision will be. Thank you, Dad, for always showing me the way and finding my path and shaping me into the man I am today. My mother has always helped me with my internal struggles, and always tells me when I'm making a bad call. Ultimately, she has helped me become the decision maker I am today. Thank you, Mom. My sisters and I are some of the most closest siblings you'll ever meet. We talk daily, and they knew very well my struggle in this decision as well. But everything they have helped me with throughout the years has helped me develop into the kind of man who could make this decision with maturity and an open mind. And that is why I've decided to deny Notre Dame's offer and will be attending the Florida Atlantic University Harriet L. Wilkes Honors College this fall with a major in cellular neuroscience. Thank you. None of this would be possible without all the support and encouragement from Mr. Kelly Kirshner, Ms. Kathy Schoenstein, Luz Corcuera, Hector, Juan, Beatriz, and my fellow FLA scholars. The number one lesson I hope everyone remembers from the program is that every single one of us are leaders and will make it big in this world. As we set off into our journeys after tonight, let us all take advantage of opportunities that we set in our paths. I'm very lucky to have gotten to know all of you and to grow with all of you. It has been an honor to learn everything this program has to offer. I am proud to be a UnidosNow FLA scholar. May we continue to dream big, accomplish our dreams, then dream bigger. Go Owls. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Coming from Hispanic parents that did not have the opportunity to attend college, I am now living their American dream by doing so myself. During high school, I was a part of an executive internship program, and this program helps students go out into their interested work field and helps them recognize the daily life in that career. My teacher and I weren't able to find a dermatologist in the area willing to have a high school intern. Throughout my senior year, I was always debating whether I wanted to do medicine or dentistry. So, when we weren't able to find a dermatologist, I instantly thought about a periodontist in the area that interested me. After a couple of days arranging the internship, I was now able to intern for Dr. Fiorica with Medallion Dentistry. The past 5 months interning for Dr. Fiorica made me open my eyes and wonder if dentistry was really for me. After lots of thinking to myself, I decided that dentistry was my new passion. Since my sister is also studying to become a dentist, I was so excited for her to tell me about the things that she did that day with her patients. And I'm pretty sure she was excited to hear what I saw in the surgeries as well. It doesn't matter the name or where we go to college. As long as we get the education we need and we follow our dreams with persistence, we can achieve anything we set our mind to. I will be attending State College of Florida for 2 years, then transferring to the University of South Florida to finish my major in biology, and then attend dental school to become a great periodontist. Thanks to this program, I was able to grow confidence in myself and what I wanted to do in my future. I've had many people help me and guide me to become the person I am today. So thank you so much for all of the opportunities and for your support.
I strive to make my culture, my family, and my mentors proud. Like my sister says, a good smile not only leads to a beautiful face, but to great success. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. Before I begin, I would like to start off by reading a small portion of my college essay in order to show you all how I have found my identity. Today, I am not the man who was in constant state of restlessness and inner turmoil. I'm not the man who would persistently try to fit in, knowing that I was different than everybody else, knowing that I was someone greater. Today, I have learned to accept myself as a Catholic, first-generation Latino American who was raised in a single-parent household. My name is Liam Ordonez, and I am currently a senior at Sarasota High School. I was born in Queens, New York, and was raised in Florida by a very supportive and loving mother. Both of my parents were born in Colombia and migrated to the United States in seek of better opportunities. Today, I stand here not to talk about my life, but rather about how an organization has shaped me to become who I am today. The UnidosNow organization, for those of you that don't know, is an organization that supports first-generation students like myself for college and career readiness. I joined this organization in the beginning of my freshman year when it was introduced to me at a school open house. Throughout my 4 years, I was able to experience field trips to various universities, learn all about the college process, and so much more. If I could take one thing away from this organization, it would be the passion that our directors have had towards everything that they do to help us. Every time that I walk into their workshops, I sit back and admire the passion that people like Luz and Hector have towards organizing events in order to prepare us for our future endeavors. Because of the Future Leaders Academy, I have been able to grow and break through barriers such as the stigma behind being a Latino American. Without these opportunities, I would not be here speaking to you all today. They have taught me the importance of hard work and have supported me through my journey in order to achieve my goals. The UnidosNow family has not only supported me, but has also motivated me to take the initiative within my passions. This year, I took it upon myself to start sharing my story through an organization I founded called Apoya Network. Apoya means help in Spanish, and my goal is to use social media in order to inform students of immigrant parents that in our community there are so many organizations such as UnidosNow that they need to start becoming a part of. Throughout my journey, I have gone from school to school, organization to organization in order to share my story and motivate students to reach high and get involved. I can stand here and continue to express all that the Future Leaders Academy has done for me and taught me, but that would take the whole night. However, I can say that I am lucky enough to have lived in a town like Sarasota where opportunities to succeed are at our fingertips. Through these experiences within this organization, I have discovered my purpose and my passions in this world, to help others. With the help of people in our community, we as students are able to get the support we lack in our homes and in our school. I cannot thank you all enough for donating your time and your money for all of the programs that have benefited the future of America. As my senior year comes to a close, I am happy to announce that this year I was accepted to 10 universities. And with the mentorships provided by my community, I will be attending Cornell University with a full ride. Thank you. I will always carry the Unidos family in my heart, and I aspire that one day I can come back and give back to an organization as a thank you for all they have done for me and for the students in the Sarasota Manatee community. Thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. Huge crowd. All right. Speaking when you're an introvert can be the most amazing thing. This is a phrase that I used back at the Future Leaders Academy ceremony my junior year. And I'm reminded of that phrase every time that I go to speak on behalf of UnidosNow or in front of a ceremony just as this. This is why such a speech like this is kind of difficult for me, because this is the last one I'm going to make for UnidosNow. I've asked many people what they believe the hardest part of the college process is. More commonly, people say that it's essays, people say it's the application itself, people say it's SAT and ACT. But in the hardest part of the college process for me is saying goodbye. And I really need to thank UnidosNow for everything that they've done for me, because sorry. If you were to ask me where I would possibly go my sophomore year, I wouldn't have given you an answer. I didn't even know who I was back then. Then a wise man by the name of Hector Tejeda that I met my sophomore year taught me to dream big. And that has been a phrase that has stuck with me ever since. And it has helped me to apply to 7 schools and get accepted to all of them and ultimately arrive to my final school. And to describe this final school and the application process towards it, I kind of have to describe it, I guess, sort of as a high school crush. Let's just say if I were to refer this college as a high school crush, they played very hard to get, I'll tell you that much. But they had a huge intelligence side to them and even a musical side, which made me fall absolutely in love with them. We're kind of going through a long-distance relationship right now, but I'll be seeing them in August. And they have one of the most beautiful names I have ever heard, Oberlin College and Conservatory. I will be taking up a major not only in musical studies to further develop my passion that I've had since I was very young, but I would also like to take up another major in Hispanic studies to study more about the culture that I'm from and to do research on it. And I am very proud to say that not only will I be attending the school, but with the help of some local scholarships as well, I will be attending Oberlin College and Conservatory with a full ride. Thanks again to the UnidosNow Dream Team and to all the UnidosNow sponsors, to my mentors, and especially my family. Without my father and my mother and my sister, I don't know where I would be right now without them. So thank you very much. Have a great night, everyone.
Hi everybody, my name is Marilyn Garola, and I think it's pretty crazy that it's May 2019 because a year ago around this time I met Luz, and without her I don't really think I would be here, like going to a big university that I thought I was going to go to. I think I always dreamt really big, which is really nice that that's the slogan, but I gave up I think around this time last year. And I didn't really think that I was going to find such an amazing place for me. Like I had kind of given up because I was raised in a city where there seemed where a lot of kids had really amazing opportunities because they were raised in such an amazing family. And I didn't think that I had that because I came from a single mother and I didn't have any examples to look up to. And thankfully I met all of you guys who gave me words of encouragement and allowed me to pursue my dreams. And I'm so thankful to say that I'm going to Case Western Reserve University. And that's honestly to the help, that's because of all of you guys today. I have to thank UnidosNow and all the sponsors and everything, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be pursuing my dreams. I honestly probably would have gone to a community college, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think I would be pursuing my dream of going to medicine school one day. So thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Deborah Fernandez, and I'm going to be graduating from Red and River High School. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to the UnidosNow team. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Luz. Thank you, Wendy. And thank you to my mentor, Chris. Thank you for your support and guidance. I also want to express my gratitude to the sponsors. Without your assistance and generosity, I would have not been able to be part of such a program, which I was privileged and blessed to be in. When I first started at UnidosNow, I only knew that I needed good grades to get into college. However, I realized that there's so much more to the process than that. I realized I needed to take something called the ACT or the SAT, that I needed to write an essay and have a resume, and even fill out an application. However, this seemed rather frightening. My ACT and my SAT scores were not really good. I had not taken any AP or honors classes. So I felt like it was too late for me, having come from Cuba only 2 years before that. So I started considering to get a PTA technical degree at SCF, which is physical therapy assistant, because I actually like the way physical therapy assistants interact with the patients, and because I thought it was going to be easier for me to get into the program. However, I was not satisfied with my decision. That's why I went to talk to Hector. I told him that I was considering getting this degree, but he told me that I could do more. And that he knew it was better for me to be challenged than to play safe. He told me not to settle for less than what I could do with my ability, and to dream big as a slogan. He told me I could be a physical therapy doctor if that's what I wanted. He inspired me again and reminded me that I should use my opportunities. That's what UnidosNow was for. They helped me with my ACT and my SATs. They helped me in my college application process. They even provided me with a mentor. She helped me with my essays, with my applications. She practiced with me for my ACT. And she did not stop being my mentor after my college application process. She stayed with me to fill out my scholarships, to review my essays again, to help me with my senior projects, which was for school. And she prepared me again for my ACT, so I could achieve the Bright Future standards. Thanks to UnidosNow, I decided that I wanted and that I could go to a 4-year university. That's why I applied to 3 schools to which I got accepted in. They were Florida Southern College, University of South Florida, and USF Sarasota Manatee. With UnidosNow, I also learned what I wanted in a college. I realized that I wanted my family to be part of my journey. That's why I chose USF Sarasota Manatee. I'll be attending this fall, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, or evening, I don't know anymore. I am Camila Camenifi Rojas, and 20 months ago, I arrived from Venezuela as lost as I could be. The only thing I knew was that my mission here was to attend college in the US, as my home country could not offer me the academic quality I was looking for. However, coming from a completely different background than those here, a different language, a different culture, this task began to seem harder and harder every time. But after some time of despair and confusion, I found myself sitting down in a room with some of my classmates where Hector was giving this speech about UnidosNow. And little did I know that the course of my life was going to change so drastically after that one morning. I was admitted into the Future Leaders Academy without knowing how much this program would do for me. After mornings and mornings of workshops, tours, and hard work, time passed, and without realizing, the program became more than just a program to me. I would show up not only excited about what we were going to learn that day, but I also showed up excited about having the chance of spending more time with this caring, supporting, honest, and welcoming family that God had put in my way. Not only they provided me with all the information necessary for my college preparation that I could have never found by myself, but they also gave me a sense of belonging and support that would be hard to find elsewhere. Now that the program has come to an end, it leaves me with bittersweet feelings, but it leaves me with more motivation and joy than anything else. I feel immeasurably lucky and proud of having had the chance of being an FLA scholar, and for that, I wanted to thank to all those who make this program possible. Moreover, I wanted to thank UnidosNow for showing me the way to my goals when everything was dark, for believing in me and pushing me to do what I initially thought I could not, for allowing me to bond with the most incredible, heartwarming people I have ever met, and most of all, for giving me wings to fly high, higher than I could have ever imagined. On the fall, I will become a part of the Florida International University Honors College, and without UnidosNow, this would have remained just a dream. But you taught me that dreams are achievable, and now I finally get a chance to feel what you guys were talking about. I could brag about you for hours and hours, but even though it falls short, all I can say now is thank you. Thank you from the deepest of my heart. We made it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mitzi Garcia Moya. Throughout this long journey of finding myself and imagining my future, I would have never thought that I would have so many supportive people within my reach. As a first-generation college student, the next steps in my life are brand new and terrifying. Applying to college can be nerve-wracking, but luckily I had another family, UnidosNow, that was oh so knowledgeable in the college process. I am so grateful for the ample amount of resources, workshops, and advice I have had the opportunity to absorb with them. Because of UnidosNow, I have a better understanding of the college process. Just like a family dynamic, I was never alone. As I practiced for the SAT and ACT, Hector and Robin taught me tactics in achieving a higher score. As I wrote my college essays, my mentor Ginger Ship proofread essay after essay. And any financial aid question can be answered by Wendy. I would not be able to stand here today and be overjoyed to announce where I am attending without thanking UnidosNow. In the fall of 2019, I will be attending the University of Florida. I am more than ecstatic to become a Florida Gator and reach my full potential. I will be majoring in biochemistry, where I plan to learn the inner workings of living organisms. As I attend UF this fall, I will cherish the interactions that have helped me get this far. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, welcome for being here. This is my first time public speaking, so hi. I could stand here all day and talk about what I did to get to where I am today, which is kind of what I'm going to do. But I first and foremost want to thank UnidosNow for everything they did for me. I first heard of them when I was a sophomore, not really knowing what the program was. And so I got accepted into the FLA program, and from then on, I just evolved as a student, as a person, and I couldn't thank them enough. They have given me opportunities to have gone to universities, given me ethic classes, workshops, SAT, ACT preps, like things that I would have never been able to get on my own, because like most students in America, I come from an immigrant family, so that entitles my parents not really knowing what anything is. So themselves, they didn't know how FAFSA worked. They didn't know a lot of things that is needed to help me in choosing a college since I didn't know myself. So I would like to thank them for that and all the opportunities they've given me and my family for everything. And to make it more personal, for as long as I can remember, it's going to sound really personal, I was very pessimistic about a lot of things. I have been really good in academics for my entire life. I remember winning a lot of awards, principals list, everything. And even in high school, I joined as many clubs as I could to make it look good on my applications because I had an idea of what a college was looking for. But when I came into UnidosNow, we got to the essay and resume section, I realized it was more than that. And as the more we were typing the essays and preparing for it, only my junior year, I realized that, I had the mindset of not really thinking that I was different from anyone else because I grew up here, but I did not know anything about my culture at home. And I just always had the mindset that there's nothing special about me. And this is where I'm going to get cheesy, but UnidosNow has introduced me to my mentor, Lisbeth. She's somewhere around here somewhere. I don't know where she's right there. She has been my mentor this past year, and she is the one person who has witnessed all my pessimism. She's seen my tears. We've sat at Panera thinking for hours about what I would write about my favorite environmental science geekiness, or how I'm fascinated with chemistry and using metal straws instead of plastic. And while she was tackling on my pessimism, she was also going through her motherhood, and she now is a mother, so congratulations to that as well. And she was the one person who solely believed in me, and I cannot tell you the amount of times that I just felt like I was in a deep, dark hole, and that sounds very, very like cheesy, but there's a lot of things that teenagers go through, and it's not that I've had a bad high school experience, but there's so many high school students in America. What makes you single out from everyone else? And so she was the one person who believed in me, and that's all I needed to even be here and speaking to everyone here today. So I wrote my essay, and with that, I have applied to 8 schools. I've got accepted into all of them. And I will be attending the University of Florida this fall with a major in chemistry and a focus to go into medical school. So. A big thank you to all of you for being here, all the sponsors and all the students. It was amazing to hear all your stories. So thank you.
Okay, so, oh my God, I'm already gonna start to cry. I'm sorry. Oh my God, why am I like this? Okay, I purposefully wrote a speech that wasn't that emotional because I thought I might cry. Guess what? So yeah, I was gonna make a joke, but I already started crying, so that's over now. Anyway, we're gonna try. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am honestly so thrilled and honored to be here tonight and to have completed this journey, though I'm also a little sad, apparently a lot sad, to see this chapter come to a close. First and foremost, I want to thank my parents for their unwavering support to, Mom, please don't videotape, of every one of my endeavors, from watching my brother and I's original plays to listening to my campaign speeches. You've always been my biggest fans. When I started to think about where this all started, I thought about when my older brother used to come home from kindergarten. I would always steal his little paper sight reading books so that I could learn to read too. I was curious to know what he was doing, and mostly I just didn't want to feel left out. It was this kind of curiosity that UnidosNow has supported me in continuing and has helped me to find colleges that would match that quality in me. All of this honestly still seems surreal, and as a result of this process and everything that UnidosNow has done for me, I am so honored and overjoyed to be taking the next step toward my future. I was fortunate enough to be accepted to 7 colleges: the University of Florida, the University of Notre Dame, Emory University, George Washington University, Middlebury College, the University of Southern California, and the University of Pennsylvania. And I could not be more excited, even though my tears don't look like it, to become a Quaker at UPenn this fall. Where I will be pursuing an interdisciplinary major in philosophy, politics, and economics. I'm still not exactly sure what I want to do in the future, but I do know that the most important thing is that I'm able to use my skills to create tangible social impact the way that UnidosNow does. From seeing the world change over my short time so far and observing the interactions between one another, it's my mission to improve the way that we serve and treat one another and the world community as a whole. I'm so excited that my 4 years at UPenn will give me the opportunity to get involved with the Philadelphia community to pinpoint my passion in giving back. Though the outcome of my application process is better than I could have ever imagined, it was grueling on top of a year that has been especially challenging for me. Sorry, guys. When I first started, I was very overwhelmed and stressed out, and I'm so grateful for the support that my UnidosNow family has given me. To Luz, Hector, Robin, Juan, and Wendy, thank you for believing in me far more than I ever believed in myself. Your confidence and ability and your endless reinforcement really made all the difference. Oh my God, I sound so disgusting. Guys, this is so weird for me. If you know me, you know that I always put up a front. Okay. In addition to these leaders, I also want to thank all of my Future Leaders Academy peers for telling me your stories and inspiring me with your kindness and spirit. Thank you to all of the sponsors of UnidosNow who have made this program accessible for all of us and who are enabling the next generation of change makers to take their places. I'm so honored to have been part of this incredible program alongside such amazing people, and I wish everyone the best of luck in their futures, though I know you won't need it. Thank you guys so much.
Are there any dry eyes left? Maybe real quick, if all of us, for these students who, and many of us have been, not all of us, because we have some young students about to come up, but all of us have been teenagers, and I think we can relate to some of those feelings of lack of confidence and self-doubt. But at the end of the day, all of you had to believe in yourselves to go through this program and go through a year and to apply to 7 colleges, put yourselves out there to spend a good part of your summer doing this. And so I think we all owe you one more round of applause too. I think a number of our scholars said that they were particularly sad because, as Jonathan Brousson said, that it's saying goodbye to UnidosNow. So we've been really intentional to stop just focusing on high school students, and now we're working with our elementary school students. And so this year we're bundling our presentation, and we're going down to where it really starts, and for families and students to start thinking about college, and so that everything that Alana just articulated, that belief in oneself, hopefully we're instilling that in our students, and particularly our young girls starting in elementary school. So this is our second year with our Future Leaders Academy for Girls. This is specifically, we're working with 2 elementary schools, one in Wakeland here in Manatee County and Alta Vista in Sarasota County. And we have some incredible representatives of our FLAG program who wanted to tell you a little bit about their thoughts right now as they start contemplating at a little bit younger age about their path to where they will go to college as well. So I'll introduce you first. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Gladys Marquez. My daughter, Melanie Rodriguez, goes to Tarva Elementary School. And I'm so happy with the FLAG program. We had such a great experience with it. Melanie's favorite activity with the program is doing the research for the universities, that now she's focusing more on Columbia University. So I'm thinking that me and my husband have to work really hard. Yeah, I also have learned so many things that I didn't even know. I went to high school here, and Wendy has taught me such a lot of things that I wouldn't even know. I didn't have the opportunity to go to college. I did 2 semesters, and I decided that I have to be home with my kids. So I really thinking that Melanie can pursue her dream of becoming a lawyer, and I'm really proud of her, and I want to thank you, Juan, UnidosNow, all the sponsors, for you guys to take your time to do all of this for the kids, and Lisbeth for being here with us, and I just want to thank everybody else, and I hope everybody has a good night.
I'm Claudia. I'm in 5th grade. The problem that I want to solve is global warming because the glaciers are melting and animals are affected by it. I would like to become a psychologist.
I am Jennifer Quesada, and I am in 5th grade. I would like to solve the problem of contaminating the oceans. For example, people putting too much plastic in the oceans can kill many animals, and I'd like to recycle more and prevent food waste. In the future, I would like to study science and also photography.
I'm Brianna Castillo, and I am in 5th grade. I want to help diminish homophobia and sexism because all people are equal, and at the end of the day, we are all humans and have feelings. I am inspired by the art painter Bob Ross, and I would like to follow in his footsteps.
I'm Melanie Rodriguez. I'm in 4th grade, and I want to stop school shootings because they harm students' mental health. And I think it was today or yesterday that the school near Columbine, you guys probably all know the story already, and it was shot a few years ago. And either today or yesterday, it got shot, and 1 person was dead and 8 were injured. And also, I will also supporting having better gun control will be better in our community. Furthermore, I want to be a lawyer.
My name is Crystal, and I'm in 5th grade. The problem I want to solve is poverty, because when people can't afford to buy food or a home, they become homeless, and I want to aspire to be an artist and a writer.
I'm Camila Carubias, and I'm in the 4th grade, and I want to help stop racism because people have the right to be treated with respect no matter their personal background, and I aspire to be an actress in a movie. Hello, I'm Kimberly Maramon and I'm in 5th grade. I would like to solve pollution in the water because it's a big problem on Earth and is causing red tide and killing animals. I would like to be a teacher because I want other kids to get better in school, like when my grades are failing and a nice teacher helped me trust in myself. Thank you. Hi, my name is Camila Gonzalez and I am 2nd grade. I want to help people to get food for their family and I aspire to be a teacher.
Hi, my name is Siamora and I am in 3rd grade. One problem that I want to solve in the world is to decrease the population of homeless people, and I aspire to be an engineer in technology.
Hi. Hi.
Wait. Okay. Okay.
Hi, my name is Janessa. I am in 3rd grade. A problem I want to solve is homelessness so people can get better lives. And when I grow up, I want to study science.
Hi, my name is Dulce and I'm in 4th grade. I'm 10 years old and I am in gifted. I want to solve bullying because everyone should be treated with kindness, even though they may have different talents or looks. I like to read a lot and I love mystery books the best.
Hi, I'm Erica Garcia and I'm in 5th grade. I would like to solve light pollution because when sea turtles hatch, they are supposed to go to the brightest point and that would be the moon, but people are building homes and cities close to the coast and baby sea turtles never go to the water because they follow the house's lights. I would like to be Cuba's president because I want to help Cuba be a better place.
I am Sandra Gonzalez and I am in 3rd grade. I want to help students who struggle with math and I aspire to be a teacher.
Hi, I'm Kendra and I'm in 4th grade. There are many problems I would like to solve, like smoking, polluting, and violence. I want to be an artist, a teacher, and an author.
My name is Chelsea and I'm in 3rd grade. I want to help stop littering in the water and to protect fish and grass to protect birds. I want to be a music teacher because I want people to have music in their lives. I am Darcy Guillen and I am in 4th grade. I want to help clean the beach because it has trash and I almost might die. Once I went to the beach where I saw a lot of dead fish because people trashed the place. I would like to become a doctor or a teacher.
I'm Kira Montero Royal. I am in 4th grade. I want to solve pollution because in places like in India, there is a lot of contamination in the beaches and it can put sea animals endangered. I would like to be a writer so I can entertain people with my comic books. I would also like to be an artist so I can show beauty in nature.
I'm Laura Viamonte. I'm in 2nd grade. I want to solve hunger in the world because there are people suffering from it. My dream is to become a marine biologist because I can work with animals in the ocean.
Well, aren't they wonderful? Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to thank the Manatee Community Foundation. I know Susie and Johnny McCarr here because they are the funders of our Future Leaders Academy in Manatee County. And also I would like to thank the Athena Progressive Giving Circles of the Community Foundation of Sarasota County. I see Jane Plitt somewhere there, for funding the program in Sarasota County. As you can see, we are creating a pipeline of leaders, and we started in the elementary school with the girls who are bringing their siblings, the brothers, to come along. These young women have earned a scholarship for the summer, and thanks to the amazing work of Lisbeth Oskubilka and our intern Lucero for guiding these little girls, and Wendy working with the parents. I do appreciate everything that you've done. And these girls are going to be attending a camp, right, Lisbeth, where they're going to be learning coding, robotics, and a lot more sciences. So congratulations to all of you. I also want to acknowledge that John Annis with the Charles and Marjorie Barancic Foundation is here. John, next year, the new wave of scholars, the Future Leaders Academy 2020, will be the Barancic Scholars. Thank you to your support. And this work wouldn't be possible without the many parents that we have in the room. So I'm going to ask the parents to please stand up. All the parents. These are very proud parents that support their children. And I know all the sacrifices that you make. I had the privilege to hear some of your stories. And your stories are very difficult. They are really filled with so many challenges. But you supporting your children is the beginning of a new life for all of you. So congratulations for doing all the work that you are doing with your children. As we can see, we have amazing scholars who are going to these wonderful universities. I want to tell you not only congratulations, I want to tell you that we not only believe in you, the most important part is that we care about you as much as you care about us. So it's not parting because we have a grant from a Scheidel Foundation from DC that is going to allow us to do the college completion component. So there will always be a UnidosNow team talking to you, connecting with you, make sure that you respond the emails and that you respond the phone calls and you keep in touch, because you're going to be mentoring these young women and the ones that we have in middle school. And about caring, we wouldn't do this work without the support of so many people that I consider friends and advisors and mentors that not only provide their financial support, but also their mentorship. Speaking of mentors, where are our mentors? Please stand up. We want to recognize you as well. At UnidosNow, we not only want to create a culture of higher learning, we want to create a culture of caring. And Manatee and Sarasota counties are a clear example that we can do that in a very sustainable way. If we are a community of caring, we can embrace all these children and we have together a great future. So thank you so much for coming tonight. And now we are going to ask if there is anyone in the audience who really wants to come up here and make a brief comment. And I think Ms. DeServia, our newly elected county commissioner, wanted to say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Misty Servia. I am, as you heard, newly elected to the County Commission in Manatee County. And I am so proud of the students that I heard here today. I want you to know a little story. I also was raised by a single mom. And my family told me, you don't have to go to college. You know, you can make some money in the restaurant business and this and that. And I kept focused on college because I surrounded myself with people that believed that education was the most important thing. So I encourage you all to do that. You're making the right decision. By the way, my family was proud of me when I graduated. but I was the first in my family to graduate. And remember that the story that you have in your mind is what becomes your reality. So always talk positive to yourself and always dream big. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Servia, for joining us. I also want to recognize the Superintendent of Manatee County District Schools, Dr. Cynthia Saunders, and thank you very much, Dr. Saunders, for joining us, but for your support and the school district support since the inception of this program, that without which is critical and really makes all of this thrive. And I think you have a lot to be proud of today, and seeing a lot of your students that have come through here too. Before we adjourn and go have a wonderful meal, and I would encourage all of you to speak to some of our scholars, the young ones and the old ones, just some things to reflect on. Oberlin College, I was looking it up because these things are important for parents like me who have an 11 and 10-year-old, and I really worry about when that bill is going to come for college. Oberlin College, and we have a young man who's getting a full ride there, and looking it up, what tuition is. Tuition, $52,762. That does not include room and board, books, and everything else. If you include all of that, it is over $71,000 per year. And Jonathan Brousson got a full ride to go to Oberlin College. We could probably quantify that, and I think we will eventually, and we put it out. And it is over $2 million collectively of what our students have done. But I think there's something else, and there's been a lot of press about this college admission scandal, and a lot of the extremely wealthy parents, not only from the U.S. but from around the world, trying to literally buy their way in to scam the process. Which is unfortunate in many ways, and I think it speaks to the importance and the quality of these students. And we have immigrant children who my tears come when I see our students that have been here for 2 years from Cuba, for 20 months from Venezuela, and what that transition is. And then within a period of 20 months, you're applying to ¿cuántas universidades? 5. They're applying to more than 5 colleges and universities. I mean, it's incredible courage, it's beautiful. But then the other thing that we have been doing since its inception, and I don't think we give enough praise to Hector Tejeda, I don't know where you are, Hector, right back here, who's been here since the inception. But Hector needs to talk to some of these wealthy families that are going to spend some of them in time in jail, because it's really, I think Oberlin's great, Princeton's great, and Penn is great, but what Hector has said from the very beginning is it's not just about these great schools, it's about finding the right fit for you. And where are you going to excel, and where are you going to exceed? And I think you heard that from a number of our students. And I think if more of our parents throughout the country, from low income, from high income, from middle income, maybe appreciated that, we would do a lot better, and maybe all of us work together to provide equity and opportunity for all of our children, that it doesn't matter where you come from the wealth that you were born into or the country, that you have that equity of opportunity to explore and do what all of these students are doing here. And then finally, Jonathan, who I have affectionately referred to as the Marco Rubio lookalike Barroso, who is our decorated Sarasota Military Academy student, who, when he walked up, I was joking with Luce that he was like the ghost of Christmas Past from the Charles Dickens story with all of his medals. I've been told he's the most decorated cadet in the history of the Sarasota Military Academy. But Jonathan was speaking about his father's advice to him, and this is another one of these examples. Notre Dame is an incredible school, and he had a great scholarship offer, but I think if I can paraphrase what you said, Jonathan, about your advice from your father, was it's where you need to go where your passion is, and where that's going to be, and that is bold, and that's big, and so commendable for you at this young age to do that. And I was just reading a publication by Ringling College, another one of our great local schools today, and a local philanthropist, Tom Koski, who we have benefited from through Sun Hydraulics, and a lot of our students going there, and his relationship with Sun Hydraulics. And he supports higher education. He supports Ringling College because he wants students to find what Jonathan and his father were talking about. And it's in this place of timekeepers that when you find that place in your life where you lose sense of time, where you're in the zone, you lose your sense of self, and you're passionate about what it is that you want to do. And I kept hearing that, not only with Jonathan, but with so many of these students. Then beyond these great scholarships, beyond the Ivy League schools, beyond the potential to be a dentist, beyond the potential to be a great doctor, if our children do that, and if hopefully, with the exception of the young lady that's going to be the president of Cuba, that we get from all of you to eventually come back home and do that and find that space of being a timekeeper in this community that gives back to the community and gives just as much emotion, Alana, as you gave right now as an 18-year-old, that you give that as a 44-year-old to all the children in this community, you will be doing a great service, you will be a leader, and we'll be eternally grateful for all of you. So I greatly appreciate everyone in this room, our funders, our mentors, our staff, our volunteers, our incredible staff. This is a collective effort, and it's really incredibly wonderful to see the human capital that we are supporting and producing, and so thank you all. And I have yet to have 1 year at these events where by the end of the event that I don't really get emotional and tear up myself. Maybe as a father, greater empathy and understanding, the path that families take and how that is frequently a struggle when you're just trying to make sure that dinner's on the table and the kids get their homework done. Then how do you have the time and ability to be forward thinking and getting them ready for college? Not to mention, we had 2 young ladies here tonight who are here for 2 years or less in this country, learning a new language and then applying to over 5 universities and getting incredible scholarships and offers from those schools. So the tenacity, the intelligence, how articulate these young people are, it's a testament to our local schools. It's a testament to the mentors that they have, and certainly the staff and volunteers and donors who support the efforts of UnidosNow. The staff that we have is a dream team, and I'm not sure if people appreciate someone like Hector Tejeda, who, he embodies everything that we're about. He was born in Guatemala. He was brought here as a baby. He never thought that he would go to college. If anything, he thought he would go to a community college in New York, and then someone told him he should reach higher. He went to a state university school in New York, and then someone said, you know what, a Harvard MBA would be really good for you. And Hector got a Harvard MBA, had an incredible corporate career, and then after his corporate career, went and worked for an great Ivy League school, Penn, and was actually an advisor and counselor there. And now we have someone like Hector who's working with our young people, and the value of that, you think about what these families pay for trying to get their children into the greatest schools. And we have someone like that working with our immigrant children, first-generation children, seeking to go to college. You can't put a value on that. And I think it's when you hear that from the student time in and time out when they come up to the lectern, I think they sense that, they appreciate his passion and everything that he's given them. So I think right now, unfortunately, the country really continues to have this xenophobic conversation of really being very fearful of immigrants and where we are. And if we know anything about where we are demographically in this country, we need these children, we need these immigrants, and we need them to be educated, that are going to be the ones that are paying into Social Security, the ones that will be our doctors and neurosurgeons, like some of the children that we heard today, and what they're going to do. And I think we as a community need to do better to try to understand that, to try to embrace that, and really appreciate that the American dream and that work ethic is so alive and so vibrant in these young people and their families that are here and supporting them, that it can only continue to make this country that much greater yet again, if not better in the future. And it's something that we strive to do as an organization with UnidosNow and working with what is a really large immigrant population here in this community. And we've been at it since 2010, and thanks to a lot of support from private individuals and large charitable foundations, we continue to expand our work, and we're incredibly grateful for that.
Well, it's one of the most inspiring events that we have in a school year, to see what UnidosNow does to support our students that may come in from other countries, may be the first generation in their family to graduate from high school, much less go to college, and not only make it through our system, but to have opportunity to continue their education so that they can be whatever their choice is in life. So we know education is a game changer, and that's what this event shows me. We give them hope, we give them opportunity, and we give them love and support, and it just warms my heart. Well, I think there's not a one of us that haven't rose to success without mentors and support. But what this does, if you can imagine a student coming to our country, and in some cases just a couple of years ago, that not only does not speak the language, but to navigate the system of applying and getting into college without the support of UnidosNow and the mentors, and also those that support financially this organization, it wouldn't happen, because not only is it difficult for the student, but their parents in many cases do not know the path and how to get through those processes. So you could tell from each of the students speaking that it was so powerful, the assistance and help and support that they received. And in every one of the cases, they said without that, they would not be able to achieve their dream. It's definitely a milestone. We start our first graduation on the 15th, and I'm just fortunate and honored to be able to shake every hand that walks across the stage. So it is a blessing that we have so many youth in our community that are going to be successful for the future. Absolutely. They're a part of all the success that we're going to see not only next week, but in years to come. It is, but I can tell you all of our schools are ready. They will be on time and ready to welcome all the students on the first day.
Good evening. This is Juan Arcila, Associate Director of UnidosNow, and I'm here today with 3 of our graduating Future Leaders Academy scholars, and I'm going to be asking them a few questions. So first up, we have Mina Quesson. Please, when you tell us your school and the college that you are attending.
I am currently attending Braden River High School, and I will be going to Princeton University in the fall.
I currently attend Sarasota High School, and I will be attending Cornell University in the summer.
I currently attend Braden River High School, and I will be attending the University of Pennsylvania.
All right, so the first question is this. How did UnidosNow help you and impact you in your college journey?
UnidosNow is just simply life-changing. I knew I wanted to go to college, however, I just wanted to figure out what was going on with applications, how was I supposed to start, and I come to the first meeting and suddenly I'm realizing, oh, it's not just the application. There's so much more to it, and they taught me so much about the application, and that there was so much that I simply didn't know that I needed to know. They walked me through everything and really challenged me to tell my story so that I could get my essays through.
Well, through UnidosNow, I was able to find my passions. I was also able to gain mentors that they have each taught me different things, whether it's about how to get a higher SAT score or an ACT score. They've taught me how to write my essays. They've taught me career readiness, college readiness, and anything you could possibly need in order to succeed.
I think I always knew that I had good grades and I had high hopes, but I never actually thought that I would get into a good college or a selective college because I kind of just didn't really know how. I didn't know how to tell my story, and that's where UnidosNow really came in and brought their vision and their expertise and really helped me be comfortable with who I was and what my passion was and bring that to the admissions process.
Thank you. So the second question is simply this. Did UnidosNow help you dream bigger as far as applying to different types of colleges than you originally intended to?
UnidosNow definitely helped me dream bigger. I did not even consider Princeton University in the beginning. I was thinking, I knew I wanted to go out of state, and I was looking at different schools out of state, but essentially when I came down to the final list, I don't think any of them were schools that I actually planned on applying to before I got into UnidosNow. And Princeton came into the picture when I accidentally ran into them on a college road trip, and I just fell in love with it. And I called up Hector, who's also someone on staff, and he just connected me so many different people that could give me what it felt like to be in Princeton.
Through the program UnidosNow, I was able to not only dream big, but also build on my networking that helped me dream big. Through the networking, I was able to meet people that talked about different schools that they attended, and that's how I fell in love with the school that I'm currently going to attend. They taught me so much about the school. We researched it together. I researched it with the people that I networked with, and it was just a very amazing experience.
So I think for me, my dreams were always kind of big, but UnidosNow really helped me have good big dreams. They kind of helped me understand what the right fit was for me, and that's a humongous thing in the college application process because there are so many schools out there that I honestly had no idea how to narrow things down and really figure out what was right for me. And at this point, like, I know that I'm going to the absolute best place for me to be, so I'm so happy.
And the final question is this: would you recommend UnidosNow to other students, first-generation, low-income students that maybe are lost and have no idea what resources are out there? What would you say to those students that need that assistance, that need that motivation, that need somebody to believe in them?
If there was one decision in my life that totally changed the course of it, it was joining UnidosNow. There is nothing I could recommend anymore, just because even if you're lost, even if you're in the dark, they are a beacon that will guide you down whatever path you think you need to go down to, and they'll even show you some other paths that you might want to consider and take into account when you're making choices like, oh, where do I apply? How do I write my essay? They're just so good at their job that it really feels like they totally shifted what I thought my life was going to be like.
I would advise the program to everybody. Coming from a person that is very strong-minded and stubborn, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to need help from others, from mentors, from teachers. They're going to be your best friend. And I know sometimes I found it hard that people were telling me, like, no, like, you're doing it wrong. It's okay to be wrong because they know, they've been through it. They know what it's like, and they know how to get to the place you want to get to.
I would absolutely second exactly what Liam just said. I think I'm very strong-minded as well. And I think even if you think that you know what you're doing, there's so much that goes into the whole process. And there's so much expertise that they have on their end that absolutely everyone can benefit from at every single level. And I think that has just spoken absolute wonders for us.
Thank you all, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors and achieving your dreams. You made us all so proud. Thank you so much. So that concludes our graduation ceremony, Decision Day 2019 for our Future Leaders Academy. We are so proud of all of our students who worked so hard and committed to their efforts, to their dreams, and now they get to fulfill their dreams by going to their dream universities. We're so incredibly proud and thankful to all of our community partners, our donors, our sponsors, and everybody that made a difference in their lives. Because we are a community-based organization, and that is exactly what we experience today. There's this saying that it takes a village, it takes a community. And it wasn't just the efforts of UnidosNow, but every single person in the community that touched them in some way. We thank you, because you changed lives. Now, I do want to give you some information about UnidosNow. We are a nonprofit, and we can't do this on our own. We rely on the support of the community. But I do want to let you know that we have a very special program where we can help students with their college prep journey. And now we're expanding beyond the Latino first-generation low-income community. So any parent, any family that needs assistance in their college prep journey for their students, UnidosNow has a new special program called Beyond College Now, where we're going to walk them through the entire college application process, A through Z, We're going to help them find their best fit college, their best careers, and ultimately a university where they can thrive and fulfill their dreams. So if you want more information, reach out to us, go to UnidosNow.org, and email at one of us, because this Beyond College Now program is starting in your community. Thank you so much. Signing off, Juan Arcila, Associate Director of UnidosNow.